Hey YouTubers, this is the Fox go-kart that me and my son got. I mean, it's an old one. Actually, I got it off my nephew. He's going to haul it off for garbage. I got a question now. This thing, way I got it geared now, I got a 41 chain that goes to the original sprocket down there. It's a 60 tooth, you know, but that's for a 41 chain. And I got it spaced up. I took the jack shaft spacer out of this, and I just thought I'd direct drive it. When I was a kid, my little go-kart had a 3.5 horsepower engine and only had power to one wheel, and it ran fine. Of course, it didn't have, you know, all the seats and the roll bars and everything. This thing's geared way too fast. It doesn't pull hills too good either because it's geared too fast. The engine, you know, seems like it's a little limited to how much it'll go, but you know, this is for my 9-year-old son and made to, you know, just mess around on. So this is what I did. I just got a 41. It's a 11 tooth clutch to a 60 tooth wheel. I thought that should be pretty good. At 2,500 RPM, it should do 26 miles per hour, and I bet you it does every bit of that or more. No power. See, originally it had this spacer under here, okay, and this jack shaft. Now originally they're set up for a belted torque converter type setup, and it runs to this jack shaft, which sets like right down in here, and it doesn't have a big gear on it. Okay, but my nephew said it ate up the belts because, you know, I guess the chrome plating or nickel plating or whatever when the clutches was, you know, rusted off of it. They left it sit outside. That's why we had to redo all the seats and stuff. But anyway, his kids had fun with it for years, and he bought it used. So anyway, what he did, now this is the original, I think that's 12 or I don't know, however many teeth is on there, you can count it, but I haven't counted it before, but it's for a 35 chain. It was really originally sitting on there like this, and it ran back to this that was on the jack shaft, and then this was the original gear. It's like a 9 tooth, you know, for a 41 chain, but as you can see, the gears are wore off and it was just stripping. Okay, he couldn't get it to run anymore, and he just gave up on it. He took off the torque converter and put some of his racing gears. They race the little, I think, methanol or whatever go-karts. They haul. But anyway, I got a whole bunch of these gears. Stuff that I guess they only run them so many times, and then they, you know, get new chains and everything. But I thought I'll just do away with that. I know it'll go a little faster, which it does, but it's really sick on power. I don't know if it's the engine or the way I have it geared. Going from an 11 tooth to a 60 tooth, I was figuring a 12 tooth because that's what I ordered. But you know how you order stuff from Amazon, you get close, but sometimes not exactly. So anyway, I guess I could pay $100 some for a torque converter, but the easiest way is if I could replace this little cog on here. Now my question is, I got to pull this little bearing out. The other one came off easy, so I don't figure that's on there too tight. This cog on here, does it have the key made onto it? Because some of them have the keys made onto it. Because if it's not made onto it, I could press it off of this side, but see that this channel don't go all the way through. Okay, I mean, so I don't have no way to machine that or anything. But anyway, if I could get that off, I could press it off from that side. It'd be easier. Because what my nephew did was, he had problems with that working loose or something, and he welded it. Now it looks like he put a piece of pipe on here, or maybe that was part of the torque converter setup, because there's a plate here. I don't know how this is made, and I don't want to start applying pressure to it and break this, because I don't even know where this comes from. This comes off the racing go-karts somehow. But I don't know if this inner part, this whole piece here, would press off of the shaft, because this looks like it was put on there, and it may even be keyed too. If any of you have, yeah, it's keyed on that side. That's probably the same key it goes through the gear. My question is, how is that made, and how could I pull out a part? Because what I'll do is I'll just run the original 35 chain, the original 35 clutch, and this, And I'll probably get a little bit bigger than this. I know it'd slow me down more, but no big deal. So I might go from a 9 to an 11 or a 12. That's not going to change me much. And then I'll just use the original bottom gear. I'll just cut my chain down, or even use the original chain. It's still in somewhat decent shape. I got all these gears, and he has there's a 61 tooth, but that's on 35, and if it'll bolt up to here, but you can see the diameter that is different. I mean, it would bolt up, but you're looking at and if I was running all 35 setup, then the numbers would mean something. But I could run the 35 clutch and get me more 35 chain, and then put these little gears on here. But I don't think that's going to change my gearing, because isn't the diameter of the pulleys I mean, I know if you're running a racing setup like my nephew was talking about, the numbers mean a lot on how they gear the little engines. But with I don't know, maybe I'm losing it, but I know the diameter of this pulley affects everything. If I could get a bigger pulley, it would slow me down, but I don't want to go too much bigger, because the little drag panel on this will, has been busted out of there, and I'll figure it's, you don't want to go way down here with like an 80 tooth or something, and I don't know how much that would give me. I already spent $200 in this thing, and I don't want to spend a lot more money. I don't mind spending another 15 or so, 16 bucks on a little cog gear. Or I could even go $5 for a bearing if I mess it up. That should come off of there though. But that's one question. Can I press it off from the back side? So I got my little press over here. Yeah, I'm trying to work on the furnace of my house. Yeah, my houseboat not even been touched this year. It's really depressing. But you got to get the kid a go-kart, right? So, most important thing in life, go-kart. If anyone would know how this comes apart, I'd appreciate it. Or if I could get this off the backside, or if, before I start putting 12 tons of force on something and break it. I can grind that weld out, and even cut in there. That's no big deal. But I'd like to just take this all off. I've been soaking this down with penetrating oil, and I thought, no, I'll just direct drive it. The one I had as a kid worked fine. This goes faster than I like my 9 and 12-year-old kids to be driving it. And well, that's the whole story. I don't know how that shaft comes apart, and what do you guys think I should do about the gearing or something? Open for any comments, because I'm about out of ideas. So, but I got a whole bunch of these gear sets. I can change gearing, but I'd have to go to get a 35 chain. But even if I went from a 35 chain, the diameter means something, right? I mean, I got one of these is a 61 tooth. That's 55, 59. Thought I had well, anyway. But even if I changed that over, it's a lot smaller. That affects the gearing, right? As much as, or am I not making any sense to anyone? But anyway, if y'all could straighten me out, I'd appreciate it. Maybe I can get an idea and get this cart going for his kid. I rode it up and down the road a little bit, and so he ran into the neighbor's yard. Brakes don't work too good on these things. Of course, I think they need a little work. Of course, he needs to push a little harder too. But oh well. Yeah, I'd be happy to gear this thing down to go like 10 or 15 miles per hour. To do that, I'm going to have the jack shaft in there and double, reduce it to that, and then run it down there. That's the only thing I know to really slow it down. But getting us apart. So, any ideas? I'll accept all suggestions. Maybe we can figure it out. Anyway, hey, thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.